very vast. For a lot of people out there, maybe you guys don't realize, but Genesee County is comprised of, I want to say, Flint and Grand Blanc. And is there any other? Is it Harrison or?
No, not necessarily Harrison, but some of the bigger ones around in Genesee County would be Flint is our biggest one. Obviously, that's our county seat. And then you have Grand Blanc, where that's where I live. And then you have Flushing, which is up north, closer to Saginaw, Frankenmuth, and
Yeah.
by the way, anyone ever wants to come to Michigan, go to Frankenmuth. That's always a good place to go for Christmas time.
I was going to say it's Christmas all year.
Yeah. But no, just a shameless plug for tourism here in the state.
Yeah.
But and then out east, closer to like Lapeer County, is Davison.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the full circle of Genesee County.
Yeah. So I mean, growing up there, being there, seeing, kind of where Flint and a lot of, mostly Flint makes the news in not only, Michigan, but nationally, being honest, it's a lot of crime. It's, government that's running a failed, water system. And I don't know how widespread that is, if it's just Flint proper or if it extends out there. But let's talk about these things a little bit, because I think, being near and dear to this kind of stuff, you got people out there all the time that talk about, my water and my utilities and my roads, right? And it's like, well, hey, man, like, let's take a look at Flint, Michigan. And, you guys have been going on decades of bad water in Flint, and it's definitely one of those things that the city owns. Let's have it out here for a second. Why in the world would you ever want private companies in charge of a water supply?
Because you have more resources, you'll have more people involved and actually invested in it, other than people that say they care. I mean, here in Flint, the issue with the water, and I mean, it's still to this day, it might be okay now. I don't know. My mom actually lives in Flint, but even if it was, you can't trust it now. And that trust is gone. I mean, it was in the 70s that the Flint River was actually on fire. And then it was a brilliant idea between the city and the state to go, hey, let's pull you off of Detroit water and put you on Flint and pull the water from the Flint River.
And didn't they pave the river to try to, help make sure that it wasn't as toxic? Isn't that right?
They did. They went through the river and they tried to remove any kind of, negative sediments and things like that were in the river. And I mean, I've fished in the river. The river itself is not bad, but it was the pipes that really got us here in the city. And it's mostly city proper that was affected by that, by Flint proper. And then, but it affected everybody on the outside too. Not just and that's where people fail to understand is the city itself. If the city is controlling what's happening in the county, my water was just fine. My water did not get touched, but the people just down the road in the city, they were having issues, which caused issues on me. And you have a whole domino effect of issues in the population trying to leave the area and come into your area, and crime rising in certain areas that necessarily didn't exist before this time.
They're making people desperate because they're leaving something they can't sell. They, the fact that they can't afford maybe, new rent or as nice a place. The fact that they're stressed out. They've got kids who are probably stressed out. I mean, you killed it with the idea that this is a domino effect. Just because it's contained to the water is contained to a city proper type situation doesn't mean that when people flee a bad enough situation, it's not going to, hurt or at least affect, people in the surrounding areas or even further out than that.